It's time to create our raw edge applique. This will include all the parts of the tulips, the bluebell leaves, the mushrooms, the caterpillar, and the pocket watch. If you haven't already, you'll need to assemble your applique templates tiles. Once they're all assembled, they'll look like this. Then you will need to get your Lite Steam-A-Seam 2, whether you are working with a 3.5 yard piece, 18 by 3.5 yards, or 2 packets of 9 by 13 sheets. Go ahead and get those and a Sharpie. Place your Lite Steam-A-Seam 2 over your applique templates. Make sure that the yellow grid side of the Lite Steam-A-Seam 2 is facing up. Then using your Sharpie, trace the outlines of the mushroom, tulip, caterpillar, pocket watch, and either eye option A or eye option B onto the Lite Steam-A-Seam 2. Make sure as you're tracing your applique templates that you write the letter and number assigned to each piece onto your Lite Steam-A-Seam 2. That way you're less likely to lose track of which is which. You can move the Steam-A-Seam around so that you can fit all of these templates more closely together on the Steam-A-Seam than they are on the original applique templates pattern. That way you can conserve more space. Once you've done tracing onto the Lite Steam-A-Seam 2, rough cut out each applique element that you traced. Starting with the tulip petal upper sections, so that would be templates A1, B1, C1, D1, and E1. Arrange your Lite Steam-A-Seam 2 to fit onto the wrong side of the fabric you've labeled TPU. So that would be tulip petal upper. The yellow grid side of the Lite Steam-A-Seam 2 should be facing up and the plain paper side should be facing down. This first step is just so that you can figure out the best way to fit the Lite Steam-A-Seam 2 templates onto your fabric. Once you've figured out your placement, just take one piece at a time and peel away the plain paper side of the Lite Steam-A-Seam 2 so that the sticky stuff is revealed, and then replace that particular template back where you had it on your fabric. When you've done that with all of the template pieces that go on to the upper parts of the tulip petals, fuse them down to your fabric. So following the manufacturer's directions for the Lite Steam-A-Seam 2, get your ironing mat or your ironing board and fuse the Steam-A-Seam 2 to your fabric. When you've done that, use the outlines on your Lite Steam-A-Seam 2 to precision cut your tulip petal top applique shapes. Now, using the fabrics that you've chosen for each separate raw edge element, repeat these steps. So you'll be repeating these same steps for the lower parts of the tulip petals and for both parts of the mushrooms and so on.